nobody making them decisions but us. Hand over heart for the affirmation. I am not society's script. I am my own definition. I am not of the system, but a flame from God's source, the divine. I don't stress about what I can't fix. What if I can't fix it in 15 minutes? Why am I stressing about it? I let go of that attachment. I may have a process to get it out of my system, but I'm not finna stress about it. I monitor the use of my own energy. If you don't monitor your energy, somebody else is coming around there peeping around the corner. Okay? Woo! This message that came to me today. This message came to me this morning. I was waking up. I went to use the restroom and I heard, I need you to sit still for a moment. I said, okay. And I sat still and this came to me like, boom, it just hit just like that. I said, okay. What frequency do you live in? And are you willing to find the right one that is yours? Everything is a frequency in energy, whether dense or free flowing. This pen is frequency, but it's a dense frequency. My arm is a frequency, but it's a dense frequency. This key is a frequency, but it's a dense frequency. This piece of paper is a lighter frequency than everything else. The air or the plasma we breathe is very light. You can't see it, but you know it's there because you breathe it. How you flow in your frequency leads you where you want to be. When you close your eyes to reset and breathe, that frequency, you can live in it every day if you choose. When you stop and you do that breath work, you can stay in that frequency every day. You can stay in that delta. You can stay in delta or the gamma rays. Whatever you want to do. Once you make up your mind, you can decide where you want your frequency. No matter what's going on around you, you can find peace. Philippians 4. There is a peace that God will give to you that will change your frequency like nothing else. You hear me? It'll cause you to just pause and breathe, and you're just like, you're just going about your day because you're pulling yourself back in. Because you're feeling yourself getting pulled into something. You're like, no, that is not mine to deal with. Somebody else made a decision, and because of their decisions, that is their thing to deal with. That is their karma to deal with. That's not mine. I don't have to get involved in that. I don't care how well I know them. That has nothing to do with me. I can choose what I will and what I will not get involved in. God is pulling us to where we're meant to be. If we surrender instead of controlling the process, we can get there. And what that means is God is cutting stuff off, but you want to run behind it. Again, if God is removing anything or has removed anything in your life and it attempts to come back, it is not coming back for you to grab it. It is coming back to see if you have learned to completely let it go and not fight to keep it. Because if you fight to keep it, that means you haven't learned your lesson. And so we finna go back into the loop. We don't want to go back into the loop. The more I surrender, the more I see me and feel my way to coherence. Instead of fighting the river as I come in, now the river is allowing me to flow to get there. I set my location by GPS. I tell God, this is where I want to go. And God's like, okay, I'm going to take you there, but this is what I need you to do. You know the route I take. I don't take the shortcut. Because if I take the shortcut, you're going to run smack dab into everything I don't want you to run into. I'm going to take you the longer route because it's the scenic route. But in that scenic route, you're going to learn so much about yourself. And when you get to the destination, because see, it's about the journey. It's never about the destination. So when you get to the next destination, you have learned so much that you were light years ahead of everybody else that went ahead of you, and they thought that they was winning. Yes, they won to get there quicker than you. But guess what you did? You went the longer route. So when everyone else thinks they're done, they have an extra 10 years ago. When you get there, you're done. See that? It pays to follow God's GPS and not force your way through things. If something feels off, I release it and keep going. Because you're not coming with me. No anger, no bitterness. It's just not for me anymore. As we're all doing that, as we're all doing anything heavy, dance is coming to the top like curd. And what I mean is, I grew up on a farm, so when you get ready to boil the milk, all that stuff comes to the top. And that's what you take to make buttermilk. That's what you take to make cheese and butter. Okay, it all comes to the top. When clarifying milk or removing unwanted substances, we're all one and the same. However, if it doesn't match, it can't remain. Sometimes this really hurts. So let's break this down. We're all one. Excuse me, confirmation verb. However, we have different skin colors. And because of those skin colors, we've been placed in different groups. And in those different groups, different people have been handled differently. And it's funny now. There used to be a teasing of the FBAs. Oh, you don't have culture. You don't know who you are. And then all of a sudden we're doing an enlightenment study and we're finding out that everyone is living the lifestyle of the FBAs but didn't even fight for it. And now we're finding out that everybody wants to say, oh, we're all the same. We're all the same now. Before it was the FBAs is lazy and they sorry and they this. And now that we find out that we was the indigenous to the land because we've been here millions of years, now everybody want to say we're the same. We are the same. We are one, but we're not the same. We're all one. However, we all get to choose which way we're going. And whatever you do affects the whole. Whatever I do affects the whole. Okay? Do your own study, Daniel 1. Are you willing to pass the test with God? He was tested for 10 days after refusal to do what the king said. In 10 days, I'm not going to eat this, what the king giving all the other prisoners. Because Daniel ended up being a prisoner. Why? Because he chose to do it God's way. And the people that knew set it up that way so they could cause issues. But the king loved Daniel. So Darius the king, oh, he loved himself from Daniel. He protected Daniel for real. And guess what? Daniel was promoted. Ecclesiastes 1, chapter 1, verses 16 through 18. Talking about King Solomon. I went back to start reading this. Y'all, when you go back to something you've already read and you start really getting deep into it, I had to pull my concordance out, y'all. This is good. The more wisdom you gain, the more concerns come. Because now you know more. And God will show you more. But then God says, too much is given, much is required. Woo! What are you putting in action? Or are you just filling yourself with things just to say you know it? If the heart is empty, it is nothing. So you can learn all this wisdom. You could be a great leader on paper, but your heart is just nasty and you just mean and you're narcissistic and you're hateful. But you know a lot. But just because you know a lot, are you using that wisdom to benefit the people in your sphere? Or are you using it to hold people down? Remember, you're choosing your path every day living on this earth. I read also 1 Kings 5, chapters 29 and 31 because I was reading this, talking about Solomon.